Hi, folks. Jim here. I hope you are doing well. I just want to touch base with you with regard to or post a piece on recurrence of tinnitus because I see a lot of folks commenting, "Hey, can it come back? Does it come back? Is it loud? Does the noise ever go away?" And just to, I know we kind of hit this in the comments, but right now, I'd like to explain it further. Right now, I can hear it very loudly. I can hear the tinnitus noise, which is not tinnitus, right? Tinnitus is your response to the noise. It's a phobic response. Okay, so just want to make that clear as because it's important. So I have a clogged ear. I get this from time to time, and I can hear the tinnitus sound or the sound of my hearing as I understand it. I'm fairly certain it is. I've heard if you put everybody or anybody in a a noiseless, I think they call it white room or a noiseless room or a soundproof room, and there was no noise in there, they'll hear themselves hearing. That's the tinnitus sound. The way it happens with a lot of us, we lose hearing and the sound, which was not new to us before, or we never paid attention to it. It was there, but suddenly, as we lose our hearing, this threshold of this tinnitus noise goes up louder because our ears have to work a little harder to hear. Well, that noise comes a little more pronounced, and our limbic system picks up and says, "Hey, what's this new noise? Let me turn up the volume. Let me put a little cortisol, a little adrenaline there, and present it to the cognitive mind." Now, obviously, making the stuff up kind of a certain extent, but basically, as I understand it, the physiological process is simpatico. Okay, don't need to know how the watch works or the clock works to tell time, right? But this is basically, I think, how it happens. So the initiating event is you lose hearing. Secondary to that, your ear tries to work a little harder to hear. And that noise is the tinnitus noise. It's new. Limbic system picks up on it. Hey, never really paid much attention, but here, what do you think about it? Turns the the volume up. You experience hyperacusis. You're like, oh my God, this thing sounds like I don't know what, an insane loud ringing in my ears. And that's when you emote it to it and say, oh, this kind of stinks. I'm not liking this. Limbic system picks up on it. Oh, I don't like it. Okay, I'll watch for it. Anytime I hear it, bam, up comes adrenaline, up comes the cortisol, fight or flight response. Here we go, and shoot you out of bed. All right, so that's how that whole piece works. So the focus we have is to not become annoyed at it or to take it out of the limbic system, not to make the noise go away, because the noise can't hurt you. That's what we're just trying to accommodate our bodies back to. The noise can't hurt you, just like the spider can't hurt you, just like the panic attack can't hurt you, just like the bridge can't hurt you, just like all these irrational fears. You can go ahead and fear a tiger charging at you. That's fine. That makes sense. But when concern comes to worry, using Dr. Tony Evans here has a great piece on worry and the difference in concern and worry. But when true concern comes over to worry, then it becomes dysfunctional. So back to hearing the noise every once in a while. So the noise doesn't go away. It basically goes away because you don't focus on it anymore. It recedes to the background, into the subconscious, not the unconscious. You can go find that noise anytime you want. Right now, I'm hearing it loudly, but it's not disconcerting to me. It's just hard to hear out of this ear right now because I think I have like a little sinus block. I get these from time to time. And so it kind of clouds out uh, the outside world. And then what I have left is my ear trying to hear. And I think my ear says, hey, I got to work a little harder because we got to kind of go through this little sinus block. Don't really know, again, the physiology of it, but that's basically, I think, what's going on. So the noise comes up. I hear the noise fairly loudly, not distressed in the least. Why not? Because I know it can't hurt me. Well, the things that distressing, I don't want to minimize this. It's distressing to think, oh, I'm going to always have this and I can't get away from it, yada, yada. Listen to that language. That's the way that the otolaryngologist gave it to me when I first got this diagnosed. Can't get rid of it. You're always going to have it. Got to accommodate to it. My wife has it. Here's a support group. Move on. Like, well, it wasn't much of a good diagnosis, I guess. Not much of a prognosis and not much of a treatment plan. Uh, it's axiomatic to me. It's a function of logic. If you get it, you can unget it. You break your leg, it can get mended. You get cancer, it can go away. It may not go away. it can go away. Anything that gets done, particularly this that you actually created in your limbic system that gets done, it can get undone. You start fearing something, you can unfear it. So this is absolutely curable. That's the piece. And you read pieces, they'll tell you, oh, it's not curable. That is a lot of hubris. On the Harvard's website, I think I mentioned this, they say it's incurable. That's Boulder Dash. Use a British, watching The Crown these days. We'll use some British terms. It is absolutely curable because it's not the noise. Don't worry about the earwax. Medicine, or not medicine, but taking vitamins, taking care of yourself. Could those things help? Absolutely. Herbal supplements, so you can take the noise away? Absolutely not. It's a physiological piece for your ears to try to hear. So you don't want to take it away. If you take away the noise, you're going to take away your hearing. You don't want that. What you don't want is to be upset by it. I can come up with other, analogies of this or metaphors, but I think hopefully you get what I'm saying here. The noise, once you don't fear the noise anymore, you're not going to ever fear it again. Yeah, it can be annoying, but you're not going to fear it the way the lions and tigers and bears fear. And that's what those of us who have tinnitus, whatever you like to call it, that's what we did. We put it in the lions and tigers and bears file cabinet. And that's only for, powerful things that could really do us ill. The tinnitus noise can't hurt you. It can't bite you. It can't do a little revenant thing like Leo DiCaprio with the bear. Can't. It's annoying as heck. I get it. It's distressing. I get that. It can't hurt you. Got to tell your limbic system, dude, do this, whatever. Take that thing out. Doesn't belong there. Got in the wrong filing cabinet. In fact, it shouldn't even be in this. It should recede back to the background. And we're going to make a friend of this sound. And I know that sounds goofy, sounds corny. What is that? That sounds like some kind of a palliative kind of, just eat your greens, which actually is what you should be doing. But something that just doesn't make sense. Doesn't seem like it's much of a full-blown medical advice, if you will. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. You don't need a doctor for this. This is clear physiology. You want to befriend the noise so that your limbic system picks up on the fact that this thing can't hurt us. There's no reason why I should jump into the fight or flight modality when we hear this noise. And that's what's going to make it recede to the background. And after that, once you get it to recede in the background, and you will, just keep practicing, keep floating through it. Don't get distressed when the noise comes. I know it's loud. You'll see you're all of a sudden you didn't get super hearing. Another piece on this. You're not the greatest hearer on the planet all of a sudden. There's a reason behind that. And that's the hyperacusis. That's your body is on guard. Your body's overperforming, not underperforming, overperforming. You should be celebrating that. You are a survivor. Your body is doing its deal. We just have to calm it down a little, rub its shoulders. Okay, limbic system, I got it. You're doing a great job here. Let's let this one go. Really can't hurt us. Can't wield a club, can't drain our bank accounts. The tinnitus noise is really our ears trying to hear. And that's a good thing. It shouldn't be distressing. Every time I open my eyes, I get to see. That's not distressing. It's wonderful. Your ears are trying to hear. That shouldn't be distressing. When we understand the mechanism why it all of a sudden came into our consciousness, limbic system jumped all over it. We got annoyed at it, particularly the way the limbic system ramped it up. Now we have to undo it. That's just simply what we're trying to do here. So when it does come back, you're not going to be distressed thinking, oh, I'll never cure it. I'm hearing it very loudly right now. Not crazy loudly, but still pretty loudly. I'm not hearing it. There's no hyperacusis. I'm not worried about it. It'll go away. I've had this for 30 years where tinnitus has come, or the sound is more pronounced. Tinnitus itself, the phobic response, never come back. You'll always be able to hear the noise. I know this doesn't make sense, but just think of a person who you didn't really understand them. They were kind of a bully, at least you thought they were. And then you befriended them and they became, a great friend of yours, and you understood where they came from and their lives. You'll never worry about them for the rest of your life, particularly after your kids, you're 30 years, downstream. Same thing with this noise. Okay. So just want to let you know that. So two pieces, this thing, once you cure it, you don't go backwards. And even if you did go backwards, you know that you could recure it again. It does it. You take it out of the limbic system. It's very hard to put it back in there because you told your limbic system, you put it in limbic system because I overreacted to it. Now I took it out. you know, limbic system now that this is not a threat. I think it would be very hard to get yourself back into that. But if you could, you have the tools just to get yourself right back out to where it's not a threat anymore. And the second piece is herbal remedies, clearing earwax out, all those kinds of things are contributory to, a good lifestyle, not the earwax necessarily, but herbal remedies. They are not going to cure it. Not. Why not? How can I be so definitive? Because it's not going at the process. You don't get this thing from a lack of potassium. It's the same thing to say, can any one of those herbal remedies help your body heal faster when you break a bone? Yes, but it's not intrinsically a part of. If you don't take the right supplement, your bones are just going to, become rubber. It'll help, of course, but it's not part of the equation. The equation is clear. It's a clear function of the limbic system, the amygdala, and how the interaction goes, which I certainly don't understand. I just kind of understand it roughly. So don't think that, you have to solve some mystical thing in your past that you somehow got wrong, or you did something bad to somebody. And now the tinnitus noise is because your body's not dealing with something that has nothing to do with it. Physiological response. Okay. So, all right. Kind of long. I haven't posted something in a while. Please, by all means, keep the comments going. If you hear any great things about this, share it. Please share this website to anybody you know that might have it, just so we can keep the dialogue going. There's a lot of folks like me, just to mention this, who have the same cure, going to be saying the same things, not just for tinnitus. It's going to be for any phobia, panic disorder. We're all saying the same thing. Remember, I talked about Claire Weeks, and to a lesser extent, Dr. Jastroboff, who's kind of doing some of this, but he's still kind of focusing, to my perspective, too much of the noise. Guy's brilliant, but it's more of a peer-to-peer thing. He's, him and other, PhDs are kind of in discussion about this. To me, the noise is completely tangential to the phobic response to the sound at this point. So just be aware of that we're all kind of saying the same thing. There's a lot of people saying, well, it's incurable, but there's a lot of us who've had it, experienced it, got through it, and moved on, and never been an issue from then on. Okay, so have a wonderful day, and please keep the comments going. I really appreciate you participating. Thanks.